So we will be doing this question without using a calculator. The price of a television is £260. In a sale, the price is decreased by 20%. So it might be bank holiday sale and you're not going to pay £260, you're going to pay less. So the question is asking, work out the price of the TV in the sale. So it's handy that they've given us 20% because we can easily work out what 10% is. So 10% of 260 is £26. So to get 10% of any number, you just divide the number by 10. So 260 divided by 10 is 26. But that's only 10%. We want to decrease it by 20%. So if I can work out another 10%, is £26. So now I have 20% here. And I have to add this. So 6 add 6 is 12. So I write the 2 down, carry the 1. 1 add 2 is 3. 3 add 2 is 5. So it's £52. So 20% is £52. So now that I know that 20% is £52, I can do £260 minus £52 here. So I have to do 0 take away 2, which I can't do. So I have to borrow 1 from here. So this becomes a 5. This becomes 10. So 10 take away 2 is 8. 5 take away 5 now is 0. And 2 take away, there's nothing to take away here. So 2 take away 0 if you want is 2. So it's £208. Question B. The number of TVs sold increased from 70 to 98. Work out the percentage increase. Well, our original amount was 70. That's very important to remember. So the original was 70 and our new amount is 98. Now to work out the percentage increase or the percentage change, we do the new, which was 98, take away the old, which was 70, and original, and we divide by the original, which was 70, and whatever the answer is, we times that by 100, and that will give us our answer. So 98 take away 72, how do you do that in your head with that calculator? Well, 70 to 80 is plus 10, and then 80 to 90 is another plus 10, and then if we want to get to 98, we have to add another 8. So 10 add 10 add 8 is 28. So 98 take away 70. There's lots of different ways that you can do it. So 98 take away 70 is 28. Divide that by 70, and then times the answer by 100. So if we can now simplify this, it'll make our life easier. Now I can see that the number 7 goes into 28 and 70. The 7 goes into 28 4 times, and 7 goes into 70 10 times, and if you times it by 100. So that's quite handy because I know that 4 over 10 is 0.4, and if I do 0.4 times 100, it'll be 40%. But let's imagine I didn't know that. So what I could do is I could do the 4 times 100 first, and then divide it by 10. So 4 times 100 is 400. Divide it by 10. If we do 400 divided by 10, that's 40. So the answer is 40%. So there's a 40% increase. Now, imagine you couldn't spot straight away that 7 goes into 28 and 70. What you could do is you could half it. So let me just tidy this up a little bit. So in blue now I'm showing you an alternative method. So you'd half the fraction 28 over 70. I'm not going to worry too much about this times 100 for time being. I'm just going to keep simplifying this fraction 28 over 70 until I can no longer simplify it. So if I half the top and the bottom, half of 28 is 14, which I've written as a numerator there, and half 70 is 35. Now I know that 7 goes into 14 and 7 goes into 35. 7 goes into 14 2 times and 7 goes into 35 5 times. So I have to do 2 over 5. I can't simplify any more than that, times it by 100. So this is the same as saying 2 times 100 divided by 5. So we know that 2 times 100 is 200. So 200 divided by 5 is equal to 40. So we get 40%. And even here, you could have said 2 over 5 is the same as, if you double it, is 4 over 10. So you still get 40% that way as well. So there's lots of different ways of doing this, and the final answer is 40%. So it was a 40% increase.